Hello and welcome back to the Behind the Sign series. And today we are joined with Bridgett Stuhlmiller. Bridgett, thanks for coming on today. She's super excited to be here, by the way. Are you nervous?
Yeah,
Don't
totally.
be nervous. We're going to talk all about you today.
Okay.
So, Bridgett, you came here from Virginia in 2007,
Yeah.
right? So what brought you to the area and how has that influenced your real estate career so far?
Yeah. So I came to Florida, I think, for a lot of similar reasons to other people. The sunshine, the beach.
The weather's incredible.
Yeah. Everything. The sand. And ultimately, that was the dream as far as location goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved to Brevard, I did travel around to other areas just to make sure I wanted to stay here.
Got to verify it.
And Miami, West Palm, Jupiter, Orlando. And I think I quickly realized just how unique Brevard County is.
It is.
Charming. It's special. And I think that helps me because I really, truly love where we live.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I think it's, you have like the big cities and stuff that's just like, there's like too much happening there. And then like there's like the spots where no one goes and you're like, this is horribly boring.
yeah.
Then you have Brevard County and it's like this nice mix and it gives you a very homey feeling.
Yeah. You can go to the beach and not pay for parking. It's not a whole to-do. You
Yeah.
just go.
Did you know that I spent one entire semester in Virginia?
No.
Fairfax, Virginia.
Okay.
I never told you that?
No.
Yeah. Played tennis
Oh, look
at
at
George Mason University.
you. All right.
Yeah. I don't call myself a college tennis player because it was one semester, but I was there. So,
But you were a
yes,
college tennis player.
I was for a semester, if that counts. But I also came out of my dorm room in November, and I slipped and fell in the snow.
Oh.
And I said, how about I go back to Florida?
Yeah.
So that was my short time in Virginia. But anywho, back to you. So how long have you been in real estate?
About 5 years.
5 years. And what are some hobbies, activities that you have outside of real estate?
Oh, gosh. A lot revolves around my family. So whatever my boys want to do, I want to do.
And you have
3.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
5, 8, and 9.
They keep you busy,
Yes.
I'm sure.
My one son did get me into surfing, so I've been trying to learn. My husband surfs, so I do that if I have time or if it's warm.
I heard you joined a book club too.
I did. Yes, I joined a book club. My friend was very persistent because I didn't read, and she wanted me to come to the book club, but I don't read the books. So I joined the book club, and now I do actually read.
And now you read.
Yeah.
I really enjoy audiobooks.
No.
Like,
Boring.
no, like if you get a good one, I'm telling you, give it a try. You might not like it at first. Like, try it a few times.
Okay.
Get into a good book.
All right.
And if it's got a good narrator, that makes like a huge difference.
Like
So,
Snoop Dogg or something.
Snoop Dogg, sure. He would be. I think he has one for Martha Stewart's cookbook,
Okay.
so you can try that one. But so you've been in real estate for 5 years. One of the things that you and I have talked about is in the real estate business, like growing a level of toughness and resilience. And I think people in real estate, especially someone like you who's like, you care about the outcome, you care what happens, like all those things are extremely important to you. Walk me through that, how that's kind of evolved over the 5 years, learning curves, things like that.
Yeah. So I think I really do care. And one of the most difficult things for me was that a lot of times when something happens, it's outside of your control.
Yes.
It's something that has nothing to do with you as an agent or how hard you've tried or anything like that. And so for me in the beginning, it was definitely really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the best thing to help with that is experience.
Yeah.
So over the years, you find out different options and solutions with each transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm way more confident when those things come up, even if it's something that I didn't cause, that I have more tools in my toolbox.
Yes.
And I can offer those solutions quickly.
Mm-hmm. Confidence is a big piece of it because especially when you're early on in your career, I mean, there's so many different situations that can happen that there is no like right answer for. So when the more that you do it, the more you know, like, okay, when this happens, like this is what I need to do or what I need to tell somebody. And so confidence, increases every year. But it is very easy, and it's good to care about the outcome because like that's a huge piece of this. You have to want to like have a good end result, but it's easy to take it personal.
Totally.
And I have that. Everybody who cares has that in their career. And so it's been interesting to talk to you about because like one of the things, like you said, like something is out of your control, and then people also look for somebody to blame.
Yeah.
Which is also a natural human thing. So then you feel responsible for something that you didn't have anything to do with.
Yeah.
So it's going in the right direction.
Totally. And I think you just have to trust that you've done everything that you could do. Yeah. And you're doing the best for your client. Mm-hmm. And most of the time my clients know that. I'm just being even harder on myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And stuff happens like examples of these things are, especially, and I know that you've dealt with this more than once.
Yeah.
But you got a buyer, closing happens, something breaks on the house or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, Bridgett, my dishwasher broke. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Building off that, you work with first-time buyers a lot. What are some like tips or advice that you'd give to a first-time buyer?
Yeah, I think the best thing throughout that process would be as soon as you start thinking about it, just prepare yourself early. I think people get nervous about, if I contact an agent, then we got to be ready right now. Or if I call a lender, then we got to be ready to go. And it's actually the opposite. Mm-hmm. You have to call a lender first because you may think you know what you can afford, but there's so many different variables and they can tell you what you actually can afford.
Yes.
And then you build upon that. I mean, they could help you be able to afford a higher priced home if you start early. Mm-hmm. So I would say just preparing yourself and even contacting an agent. And if you say, we don't plan on buying till next year, that's fine too, because there's a lot of steps that I think people don't think of. Mm-hmm. So just to be prepared, it will help the process go a little bit smoother.
I think that's a really good point, is to do something. Because people are like, oh, I'm not ready right now. I don't want to talk to an agent and I don't want to talk to a mortgage person. And it's like, what happens is they're like, as soon as I'm ready, and then they go and do it. And if they would have known some information, whether it was like with their finances, like, hey, if you would have done X with your credit, if you would have done X with one of your debts, and you would have done that a year before, you could have made the steps to get ready for it. And they wait because they're like, it's just, I don't want to. And I think a lot of times, like, they think they don't want to waste someone's time or something.
Yeah, or they get nervous about being bugged.
Yeah.
But you're going to pick the person that matches your personality.
Yeah.
So your agent,
if
you don't like to be bugged, your agent's not going to bug you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is really good advice. Like, first-time buyers, if you're thinking about doing, like, buying a house, like, talk to an agent, talk to a lender now. Like, even if you know, like, I don't have the down payment, I don't have X, whatever it is, do something about it now, because if you get that preparation, then when the time comes, you'll have the right tools to do it.
100%. And I think this is more lending, which I'm not an expert on, but you can make the wrong decisions without contacting someone, like paying off all your debts. That's not always a great thing because it can ding you on your credit score. So I think you definitely have to be able to know what to do for the best outcome.
Yeah. Talk to someone in the business sooner rather than later, because there's stuff you don't think of, and you can Google all this stuff, but you got to like speak to somebody.
Yeah.
That's good advice. So in your career, what's one lesson, what's one of your, whether it was a hard one, an easy one, what's one lesson that you learned as a real estate agent over the past 5 years?
Oh gosh. Well, I think early on, my mentor, she really told me to be myself and to do things my own way. And that really impacted me. And I think, real estate technically is a sales job, but for me, it's a service job. And I've always worked in the service industry. I waited tables, bartended. After I got my degree, I worked in ministry. And, I've done various things that are service related.
Mm-hmm.
And so I treat real estate no differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really is using my strengths and helps my business, because I think if I had gone with just a strictly sales approach, I wouldn't like this career as much as I do.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lesson early on that I've used to just do things my way and run my business for myself. And it really helps my clients.
Helps your clients, helps you enjoy the career more.
Yeah.
And when you get to be yourself, because I've had people that like, they try to be someone else because they think this is like what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then it's like, people know that you're trying to be someone else. And you also have a master's degree.
I do.
Smarty pants. What do you have a master's degree in?
I have a master's degree in counseling.
Which for your real estate career is the most, for any degree that there is, that's probably the most relevant degree.
For
Counseling.
sure. People wouldn't think that you
tell
use
us about
it.
that.
Oh gosh. Well, I think in real estate, people are making the biggest sales transaction of their life. So obviously emotions are heightened on all levels, no matter who you're dealing with. So I think that skills that I have help people manage an immense amount of stress. And
It's a very emotionally heightened state.
yeah,
And people often make irrational decisions
Yes.
in that.
for sure.
And so you got to counsel them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the skills that I have help people manage all of these emotions. And then in the end, they're able to enjoy the process more and focus a little bit more on all the positive things that come from buying and selling a house, which you can get distracted with the stress of it. And, a lot of times it may not only be my clients, it could be the agent on the other side is frustrated. And so I'm trying to
You got to
keep them
counsel
calm.
all the way across the board.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
So I definitely use it for sure.
Yeah, that's the best degree you can have for real estate, I think. So favorite and least favorite thing about the business, about real estate?
Yeah.
This is a fun question.
It is fun. It was a little bit tough because I actually really do love a lot of things about the business. It's hard to pick one. I think I love finding the properties, and also I love getting a deal. I'm a Dave Ramsey girl through and through.
There you go.
So I'm frugal myself. So that definitely goes for my clients. I'm always wanting them to save money, whether it's on the buying side or getting them the most money on the selling side. I would say the least favorite is if I have like an angry agent on the other side, then I really got to pull out those
Someone who
counseling
doesn't
skills.
play well with others.
Right. Yeah, which there's a lot of amazing agents out there.
Yeah.
But if you have someone that's difficult or maybe has like old school bulldozing tactics or old school sales tactics, it's like, scary.
I'm about to show you my counseling degree, and I'm going to get you to cooperate,
Yeah.
Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah. I see you're frustrated right now. I'm going to call you back in about 20 minutes.
Just do your nice little sweet voice, you know.
Yeah.
I'll call you back when you cool off, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so off the wall here. Dream home. One thing, one feature in that dream home, no matter how crazy it is, what would you put in your dream home?
It would 100% be outdoor space. So just crazy pool, outdoor kitchen, the grid turf with like the squares of turf with the concrete tiles.
Turf is my new thing.
Yeah.
Like, I went over to this party like a couple months ago, and like I never like seen like a real nice turf at someone's house, but it was in their backyard. They had this nice house on the river. They had this turf, and like I like touched it with my hand. I was like, oh, this is kind of comfortable.
Did you roll around
And
in
then
it?
I ended up like laying down on it, and I'm like, and I have a big backyard, but like I like laid down on it. I'm like, I would just hang out on this turf. It's like turf is a great one.
Yeah. It's where it's at.
I love it. I love it. All right, last question here. Prediction for 2025. So, single family homes, Brevard County. Median sold price was $379. The average is 471. What are they going to be in 2025? So median's 379, average is 471. We'll play this video at the end.
Okay.
The beginning of 2026.
I'm going to say 379. I mean, they're going to go up because we've
Okay.
talked about this in our meetings.
Okay.
That the average sales price has gone up each year. It may be taking a little longer time, but they've been going up. So I would say 400 to...
And average is 471. So what are you going for average?
For average?
Yeah, median you got 400. Your average from 471 to what?
520.
520. All right.
All right.
We'll see how close you are. Bridgett, thanks so much for coming on today. It was great chatting with you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Anyone that would like to reach out to Bridgett, her contact information is below.